Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to create this mechanical bracket in CollabCAD. Before going into the 3D modeling, I would like to explain something about this drawing so that you can follow it along. So this is the 3D model which I am going to model in CollabCAD, and if you see this orthographic view, this is the front view of this 3D model, and this side, this is the top view of this 3D model. So let's check out the dimension first so that I can model this bracket according to those dimensions. So if you see in the front view, this is the central axis of this hollow cylinder, and from this central axis in the right side of this view, you can see this hole, its central axis is at 75, and this point is at 60. So here you can see the diameter of this outer circle is 60, and the inner circle is 40. So first we create this cylinder. After that, with reference of its center, we create other objects. So let's go into the software. I am double clicking on CollabCAD icon to open the software. Now this is the icon for creating new file. I'm left clicking on it, and here you can see the dialog box has appeared. So this is the design mode, part design mode, and the unit is at mm. Drafting standard is set at IS, and here you can give the name of this part. So I am naming it as a bracket. Here this is the CollabCAD interface. Here you can see these are the work planes, and the axis is global XYZ axis. This plane is the top plane, and the XY plane is the front plane, and this is the right plane. So I am going to start creating this model according to this drawing. So this is the top view. So first I will create this outer circle in the top view of the software. So I am selecting the top view, top plane, and this is the arc or a circle can be created from this icon, and I am left clicking on it to select this option, and then I am right clicking to select the center point. So I am picking the center point at the workspace origin, and now you can see you can click anywhere to create the circle, but here we have the radius, so we can specify the radius of the circle by pressing Shift plus T. Now you can see the arc creation dialog box appeared, and I can enter the value of the radius in this dialog box. So the radius will be 30 since the diameter is 60. So I am entering the value of the radius 30. So circle is created. Now to exit the circle command, I am pressing space bar to exit the command. Now you can see in the front view the length of this cylinder is 60. So I am going to slab this curve to create a cylinder. So for that I am selecting this slab option. This is the slab option in CollabCAD. I am selecting this, and after that you can see in the status bar the instruction is given to select the cross section curves for slab and then press enter. So I am selecting this circle and then I am pressing enter. So the slab creation dialog box has appeared. Now since the length is 60 and I want the length in only one direction, so I am going to give the value in thickness 1 at 60 and clicking OK. So this is the cylinder that we wanted to create. So let's check the drawing. Now you can see this looks like a L-shaped solid. So next I am going to create this solid. For that you can see this is the origin of our cylinder which we have created in the software. So from this point you can see the start point of this line is at 15. So this would be in the y direction if we draw this line in the front view. So let's go in the software. I am pressing F11 to restore the view. So this is the top view, and now I am going into the front view. So I am pressing Ctrl plus F. This is the front view. Okay. Now I am selecting the line parallel to orthogonal axis. This line is always at a 90-degree angle, either in the horizontal or in the vertical direction. So after selecting this, I am right clicking on the canvas to specify the first point. Now to specify the first point, I am selecting the inter coordinates option. Since the line is at 15 in the y direction, so x will be 0 and y will be 15. So the first point is 0, 15, 0 here. So in this direction, I am going to specify its length by pressing Shift plus T. Okay, now let's see what's the length of this line is. So the length given from the center axis to this point is 60, and the size of the thickness of this solid is 15. So I'm going to add 60 and 15 to complete line from this point to this point. So the length will be 75. This is the length. Now to pick this point, I am pressing I to enable this implicit option so that it could pick the points on the canvas. I is the shortcut key you can press and then select this point to create another line. So the length of the vertical line is 45. So I am giving the length by pressing Shift plus T, 45, and and clicking on OK, and the line is completed. Now you can see the thickness is 15. So instead of creating this line again, there is an option in CollabCAD in curves. There is offset. In offset option, we have to specify the curve which we want to offset. So right click on the canvas and select change selection. So yes, so these two lines have been selected, and we want our offset in one direction. So this is selected. This is already selected. So, and the distance is 15. In offset distance, if you give positive value, the offset curve will be created in this direction. But in this case, I want the offset in this direction, offset curve in this direction. So the value will be negative. So I am giving minus 15, and I don't want the corner, so I am unchecking it and clicking on OK. So this line, the offset curve is created. Now we can join these two by selecting the orthogonal line option, by selecting these 2 points from here to here and here to here. So the enclosed curve is completed. Now you can see the length is 60 and the curve is created in the middle. So again, I am going to slab this enclosed curve. Selecting this curve for slab and pressing enter. Since the length is 60 and the curve is in the middle, the slab will be in the two directions, and the thickness 1 is 30 and thickness 2 is 30. So 30 plus 30 is 60. So the next solid is created. Now both the solids are individual. So to make it one entity, I am going to the solids, Boolean and union. Now it is asking to specify the base solid for union. So this cylinder I am selecting as a base solid, and the other solid I am selecting for union, and then I am pressing enter to make it as a one entity. So the created solid is the union of both the solids. I am pressing F11 to restore the view. Okay. Now you can see there is a slab in the middle, a rectangular slab, and also there is this angular slab. So if you calculate the distance from this point to this point, then it will be, so if you see the distance from this point to the central axis is 60, and then Here in the top view you can see from this point to this point the distance is 25. So this distance is 25 and this distance is the radius is 30 from this central axis to this point. So 30 plus 25 will be 55 and 60. So the distance from this point to this point will be 60 plus 55, then it will be 115. So let's create this middle slab of this 3D model. To create this slab, let's select the rectangle option from the profile drop down menu icon. So rectangle, select rectangle. Now it is asking for first corner of the rectangle. So this could be the first corner, and you can I'm pressing I to disable the implicit, and then you can click anywhere. You can specify the length of the rectangle later. Okay, so the rectangle has been created. Now we have to modify the length and the breadth of the rectangle. I'm selecting this value and right click to modify the constraint value of this. So we calculated the distance, which is 115, and also the vertical distance is 45. So I'll change the value to 45. So the rectangle is completed, and let's see what's the thickness of this slab is. The thickness of the slab is 10, and since the rectangle is been created at the center of the model, so it will be slabbed in 2 directions. So I'm selecting the slab option, then I'm selecting this rectangle, then I'm pressing enter. Sorry, not selecting. Selecting the slab, then rectangle, then pressing enter. Then slab type would be in 2 direction. Thickness will be 5, and thickness 2 will be 5. Sorry, 5. So it will be 10. The middle slab is completed, and again I'm going to unite it by solids Boolean union. Selecting the first solid, selecting the second solid, and then pressing enter to make it as one entity. The union is completed. Now let's see in the drawing. Now we have to create this part. Okay. This part has a circular base, you can see here. So I'm going to create this part in the top view. So press F11 to restore the view, and then Ctrl T for top view. Now I'm selecting the arc, and to specify its center point, right click on the canvas and select enter coordinates. Alright, now let's see where this arc is at. From the central axis, the center of this circle is at 75. So the center will be 75 in x direction and 0 in y. The radius of this circle is 25. So press Shift plus T and specify the radius 25. Press space bar to exit the command. Then select the parallel to orthogonal line. Press I. Select the point. To pick the point, and then press Shift plus T to specify its length, and specify the length at 75. Similarly, create the line in the other direction at the same length, 75. Join both the lines and to complete the enclosed curve. Now this we want to remove. To remove this, go to Curves, Trim, and Split Auto. The curves will be splitted at its intersections. So the curves are splitted at the intersection. You can see. So now we can select this curve and then press delete. Now we have our curve for the slab. Now let's select the slab option and then right click and select the change selection option. Select all the curves and then press enter, and to specify the thickness, let's check the thickness value of the slab, which is 15. So the slab tab will be in one direction and thickness will be 15. So this solid is completed. Now let's go back to solids, Boolean and union. Select the first solid, select the second solid, then press enter to make it one entity. Now let's see what else is left in this 3D model. So here this slab is a triangular slab. So in the software we have this rectangular shape. Now to create this triangular slab, we have to remove half of this triangle from the rectangular slab. So to do that, we have to go in the front view of this model. So press F11 to restore the view, and then press Ctrl F for the front view. Now to create the lines, select the parallel to orthogonal line option and pick the middle point, then press Shift plus T to specify its length, which is 45. And since it's not visible, then select this solid and right click to blank this solid. Just press F11 to restore the view, and then again select the parallel to orthogonal line, pick this point, press Shift plus T to specify the length, and the length is here. The top view you can see it's 25. So the length will be 25. press OK. Now go to this line icon drop down menu and select the first line from screen position option. Pick this point and then join to this point and press enter to complete the line. Now select the solid, right click on it and then select unblend. You can see the triangle has been created in the middle of the solid. So let's select the slab option, then right click and select change selection. Select the curves and then press enter. This time we need the slab type of 2 direction, and the thickness will be, thickness of this solid is 10, so thickness in one direction will be 5 and in second direction will be 5. Then click on OK. Now to remove this solid from the base solid, go to the solids, Boolean and difference. Select this as the base solid and select the triangular solid for difference and press enter to remove the triangular shape. So the triangular slab is created. Now in this document, you can see there is a hole in the top view in this solid slab and also in the cylinder. So we create 2 holes in the top view according to their radius. So the smaller hole is for the hole of the smaller hole, the radius of the smaller hole is 10. So let's create this first hole here, and this the radius of this cylindrical hole is diameter is 40, so the radius will be 20. So one hole is 10 and the other hole is 20. Press F11 to restore the view. Control T for the top view. Now go to solids, features and hole. Now on the status bar it's saying select face and press enter. Now here we have to select the face on which we have to create the hole. So this is the top face on which we want to create the hole. So we select this face and then press enter. Now the hole type would be through all and the radius is 10. Then we press OK. Now to select the point, disable the implicit option by pressing I, then right click and select the center of curve. So select this curve to pick its center, the hole will be created. Similarly, again go to solids, features, hole, select this face, press enter. Here, hole will be through all and radius is 20. Then click OK. Again, right click and pick center of curve and select this arc to pick its center, and the hole will be created. Okay, now we have two holes on this L-shaped solid. Now let's find out the radius of this hole. So you can see in the front view, distance is from top to the central axis of this hole is 15, and then from the lower line to the central axis is again 15. So whole length of this line is 30. So if you see the radius of the hole will be also 15. No, sorry, the diameter will be 15, because if it's 15 from the top to this point, then this is looking like as a middle point of this line. So the radius would be 7.5. So the diameter of this hole is 15 and the radius is 7.5, and the hole is at the center of this rectangular face. So the hole is in the right view. So then again press F11 to restore the view, and then press Ctrl R for the right view. Now this time, instead of creating circles, instead of creating holes, I am going to create two circles at the center point of the rectangular face, and then slab, and then again Boolean difference it to create the hole. The reason because I am not using the hole command in this operation is because if I create the through all hole, what happens that the hole will go through all the solids and it will create holes in this cylindrical solids too. So to avoid that thing, I am going to create circle on the center point of this rectangle on this rectangular face. So I am selecting the arc, then right click, and well, there's no need to click the right click option here. We can directly select the center point. So escape and then press I to enable implicit, and then pick the center of the rectangle. Now again press Shift T to specify the radius, which is 7.5. Okay. Now again can edit, copy and translate to screen position. Select this circle, press enter, select the center point and place it to the other side. Second circle will be created. Press enter. Now select the slab option, select both the circles and press enter to create the slab. Select the two direction slab, specify the thickness 20 in one direction and thickness 20 in other direction. So click on OK to create the slab. Now let's go to solids, Boolean and difference. Select the main solid and select both the solids and press enter to create the holes. Press S to shade the object, R to refresh, press S again to shade the object. You can see Here the mechanical bracket is completed. You can see all the things are done. I'll show you different views. Go to view, multiple views, 4 views, front, right, top, isometric, click OK. Press F to fit screen, press F11 to restore view. Now you can see this is the front, this is the top, this is the right, and this is the isometric view. Now press Ctrl F for front view, Control and drag the mouse to see the object in 3D. Select the object, right click, select modify. You can change the color of the object from here to black or whatever color you want to make the model. Whatever color you want to select, you can select from here, and I'm selecting black, so press OK, then click on OK. Press S for shade. This is how the model is going to look like. This is looking more darker, so I'm selecting little brighter colors. So click again, modify, select this color and press OK. This looks better. So the mechanical bracket part is completed, and now let's go back to the drawing. So here you can see there is the orthographic view of this 3D model. This is the front and this is the top. So I am going to show you how to create the drawings with their dimensions in CollabCAD using its plot configurator option. So let's go back to the software and we'll see how we can create this drawing. So to go back to select the plot configurator option, go to File, select Plot Configurator. Maximize the window. Now in the drawing we have top and front, and there this image. So first we create the top and the front, top and front orthographic views of this model. So let's go back, go to the view, select front, left click on the paper and drag to create a rectangle. And the front view will be created. Now press F to fit the entities into the rectangle. Now again go to view, select top, click, left click and drag the mouse to create a rectangle, and the top view will be created. Press F to fit the entities into that rectangle. Now here you can see there are some dotted lines. These dotted lines are the hidden lines of the solid. So to make it look better, select this modify option, double click on the line which you want to modify, go to general, select the line type as dash, click OK. So that line will be converted into dashed line. Similarly do this with all the other hidden lines and you will have a better looking hidden line. I think it's done. There's one more. I don't think it's needed. So let's go back to the drawing. And the drawing, you can see there are some axis lines in the front view and also in the top view. So first we create the axis lines of the holes in the model. To do that, go to annotations, select axis line, select the points where you want to create the axis line. The axis line will be created by selecting the first point and the second point. These are the central axis line of these holes. Also, you can see there is a central line between the circles. So go to annotations, select center line, select circle, select the circle and this circle. Press space bar to exit the command. Now what we have here, now let's create the dimensions of the front view. And first we create all the horizontal and then we create all the vertical dimensions. So first go to dimensions, horizontal and select standard. From this point, the central axis, the length is 60. From central axis of the cylinder to central axis of this hole, length is 75. Similarly, you can create the other dimensions too. In the same manner, there is one more horizontal dimension. Here. Now others are all vertical dimensions. So to create vertical dimensions, go to dimension, vertical, standard. The first point, find last point, and then you can place the dimension wherever you want to place. Now, distance from this point to the central axis is also 15. Thickness of this is also 15. This point is also 15. The length of the cylinder is 60. I think the dimension of the front view is completed. See if that is the case. Yes, the dimension of the front view is completed. Now let's create the dimension for the top view. And so we have already selected the vertical dimensions. Create the vertical dimensions. Distance from this axis to this axis is 35. The distance from this point to this point is 10. And this point to this. Okay, this is horizontal. We need horizontal for this one. So other dimensions are 15 and 10. The thickness of this slab is 10. And go to dimensions, horizontal, standard, select thickness of solid, which is 15, and length of the solid is 25. We have to specify the radius and the diameters. Okay, there is one more thickness of slab is also given. Okay, we already specified that. So let's create the dimensions of the circular part. First I create the diameter, then I create the radius. So go to dimensions, select diameter, select this outer circle, diameter is 60, select the inner circle, the diameter is 40. Similarly, go again to dimensions, select radius, radius of the outer circle is 25, radius of the inner circle is 10. So I think the dimension of the top view is also completed. Now since we are covering everything, so I think I'm also going to insert this 3D image into the drawing. So to do that, let's go back to the part mode. I already had okay. Press F for fit screen and go to file, capture image, and save that image wherever you want to save. I'm saving it on the desktop, naming it as a bracket. Click on save. Select the image, right click on it, open the image with paint.net, select the magical wand option, click on the green area, reduce the tolerance, then press delete for the transparent background. There is also green here. For transparent background, again go to file, save as, save it as a bracket but as a PNG file on the desktop, and save and OK. Minimize the paint.net, go back to CollabCAD plot configurator, then go to add, then image, select the image from the desktop, bracket.png, select open, and then click and drag to create a rectangle, and your 3D image will be created. Now if you want to write the name of the firm or title, you can go to the Tools, Titles, Data option, and you can write the name of the firm. I'm writing it as a CollabCAD. Title would be bracket, and drawing number is 1. Click OK. The name, title, and drawing number is created. So now you can save this file, plot file, save as. I already created a bracket folder. This folder I am saving this file. Name it as a bracket. Click on save. Similarly, go back to the 3D part mode. Go to file, save as, and save the part file also on the same bracket folder. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.